Hey everybody, Koricon Nala here, and check it out. I got Salim from BollyFools. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty wild actually. It's I'm actually super tired.
Oh, I
normally,
bet.
yeah. Normally I don't get up until pretty late. It's actually 7 o'clock. You said to me, "Hey Salim, man, we want to get this done." I thought, you know what? You're my man. Got to get on the show. If you want me, I'll be there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like right before we filmed this, you said I was planning on getting maybe 5 or 10 minutes more sleep, but I was like, no, let's just do it. Let's just do it.
No, let's just do it. Let's just get on with it. So yeah, here we are. And may I just add, that voice that you're kicking me up at the moment is a pretty interesting voice.
Yeah, that's my sick
is
voice.
It gone?
It's almost gone. It's almost gone. It's still got a little gravel if you listen to it compared to my other videos. It's got a nice gravel to it. But
see, I've got now a cold coming up, and every time I'm call, everybody's just saying like, "I'll buy from you" because of that voice. So, so I know what you mean.
We need to figure out how to fake it.
You know what? I was actually thinking about that. I was actually thinking about how can you actually program yourself to actually capture that voice so you do it on autopilot all the time.
Well, there are actors that do it. I mean, look at Sam Elliott. He sounds like he's got a cold all the time. He's got that nice gravel voice. Clint Eastwood, you know, even Harrison Ford these days, but they all have that voice. I need to train. I need to do one of those things like actors, you know, stand in front of the mirror and like practice my radio, my cool, I've got a cold voice, my sexy jazz voice.
Okay. Well, if you have any luck with that, send those tips my way as well.
Oh, absolutely. I will, for sure.
There we go.
So for two people that are sick, let's get an interesting interview going. Now, the name BollyFools, you guys started out, you were the first, right? You were the first of the Indian reactors, as far as I know. Well,
we were, but there is another channel. I don't know if they're still around at the moment. They were called Pesh Entertainment.
Yeah, Pesh is still around. I like
Pesh
him.
is still around. So Pesh and us go way back. Some would argue we were first. Some would argue they were first. But if you actually go into the archives and you look at the video logs, you would see that we were the first to react to Indian content.
Because you had Gabbar, the Gabbar is Back trailer that you did on May 31st.
You know what? I completely forgot about that. And don't we look so old in that video? I was like, because I completely forgot about it. And then you sent me a message like, dude, this is something I think will be interesting to talk about. And I thought, okay, yeah, sure. Okay. So I went back into the video logs and I saw that video of me and Ravi, and I was like, my God, we've aged so much. We've stepped back in time. We've become younger. Oh, right. A light has gone. That's not good. Okay.
That's all good. You look fine. Yeah. I was watching that one, and I'd never really knew that because I had, you know, seen a lot of your guys' stuff, but it was once I had started getting into it, which was because you started in that May 31st of 2015. And then I got into, my first one was Bahubali, and that was February 5th of 2016.
Yeah.
And so I had seen a lot of your guys' stuff after that.
Yeah.
What I didn't know is in that first video, your setup for it was Ravi used to watch Indian films when he was a kid, but stopped like 20 years earlier. And you were trying to convince him to come back. Well,
the sketch of the show was originally, you know, when we sat down, it actually happened in when we were in Egypt, I believe. A friend of mine who has a channel called The First Take.
Ed Reese.
Ed Reese, yeah, he's also on the podcast as well. He's our host. He was saying, he just said to me, look, dude, why don't you do trailer reactions? I do it. You know, you love movies. Why don't you join me? So I joined him on a few episodes and on his show. And he goes, look, why don't you branch out and do something crazy? I go, look, what am I going to do? And he goes, well, you do like Indian movies. So big hint right there. And I'm like, yeah, I think I could do this. So, but I didn't want to do the show alone. I feel that if you have somebody with you,
yeah,
I think the flow, the energy works better, especially if you know somebody like, and I've grown up with Ravi, and I pitched the idea to Rabs in, I think we were in Egypt at the time. And he goes, he was skeptical at first. He was like, I don't know, I want to do this. Ravi's a super busy person. So he's like, I don't know if I have time to do this. So I said, look, man, we know each other. You don't like Indian movies. And he goes, yeah, and that's why I don't want to do it. And I go, look, how about we do a show where I try to convince you? And he goes, okay, that could work. So, you know, the first one was Gabbar is Back, and straight away Ravi was like, I don't really like this. Although he was very polite, Ravi's pretty brutal. If he doesn't like something, he would just say he doesn't like it. Yeah, he doesn't care about what the fans think. He doesn't care if you love the movies. If he doesn't like something, he will let you know. And that's, you know, that's one of that's a good quality. I feel it's not faking it. It's like saying how it is. If you don't like something, you know, a lot of people don't like that. Obviously, when you speak your mind, as you may know as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's where it all started, and then it was like, okay, well, what do we call the show? And Ravi deserves kudos for that, because he came up with the idea. Look, we're stepping back into the world of Indian cinema. How we don't know too much. So quite frankly, I think we're fools for doing this. So why don't we just call it BollyFools? And I was like, dude, that's genius. That's really, really good, because if you know, our background is in film. You know, we've spent time doing music videos, documentaries, and some of them have been aired on national TV as well. We've studied film, so we know what we're talking about when it comes to shots, when it comes down to acting, directing, all of that. But when it comes down to Indian cinema, you know, because we hadn't stepped into that world for a little while, we were kind of lost. So we kind of played off of that. Okay, we know stuff about Indian cinema, but we don't know too much, so we are fools. And let you, as the audience, teach us about it. But hell, the audience did bloody teach us about it, because they were pretty brutal. They were pretty nasty.
Yeah, I learned very quickly. When I said Bollywood in my Bahubali trailer.
Oh
reaction,
no! Did you do that?
That was my first Indian reaction, was Bahubali. And I didn't, like, my dad has been watching Indian films for like 20 years. He knows all about that stuff, but it was more like his thing. It was his hobby. I was exposed to it a little bit. He would show me movies from time to time, but he never told me about all the different industries and languages and all this kind of stuff. So the only term most Americans know is Bollywood. That's pretty much the only term that we know of. And so I said, yeah, and I said it loud and with confidence.
Oh, you poor soul. Why would you
in the beginning, right in the beginning of the video, I'm like, Bollywood!
Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to go back and check that video out. Yeah. I had no idea that you said that.
Oh, man, it was so confident too. I was
Now, off of that point, I think I actually did something similar where I did say Bollywood. I can't recall. And but that is, you don't want to make that mistake, because these fans will cut you down. Literally, if they come to your house and chop you up, right? They would do that. I believe it. I really, truly believe that.
Go watch that video and then look at the comments, because the comments are just, it's not Bollywood, not Bollywood, not Bollywood, not Bollywood. And they were like, but then they started telling me, you know, you had some people that showed a lot of hate, of course. But then you had others that understood, you know, I'm a foreigner, I'm coming in, I don't know what I'm talking about. And so they said, look, it's not Bollywood. There's a bunch of industries, you know, there's Tollywood, there's Collywood. And I don't really like to use the wood version of the names. Personally, I don't think Indian films should compare themselves to Hollywood. I think they should do their own thing. So I like just using the language titles. I say Hindi films, Tamil films, Telugu films, that kind of thing. Yeah. And once I started researching it, I'm like, my God, it's super complex. It's awesome. And so that's how I got into it, is I like complexity.
Man, it's that the Indian world of movies, cinema, whatever you want to call it, is super crazy. It really is.
I also wanted to get people from India to watch movies in languages that they don't speak, because I try to point out to people, look, I'm like, look, all of the Indian films to me are subtitles. Mm. So if I can do it, why can't you?
Yeah.
You know, so go watch this movie, even though it's not your language, I think you might like it, or that kind of thing. And I've had some fans that told me, you know, I never really considered watching whatever language film, but I did because of you. And I like hearing that. I really
that's nice. That is.
All right. So who, besides Ed Reese, who were your main influences in wanting to create YouTube videos? Like, who did you watch?
You know, back then, I wasn't watching any reaction channels. I didn't even know something like this existed, to be honest. I was, when Eddie Reese would say to me, dude, let's react to something, I would say, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, react to something? Why would anybody want to watch that? And the stuff that I was watching is just, to be honest, anything and anything. There wasn't one particular thing that really made me feel that, you know what, apart from, the love of Indian cinema, which was that trigger that he brought up, that, dude, I think you should look at this because it is something that you've been passionate about for a long time. Although you don't really watch that many Indian films, you do talk about them every now and then, especially the ones dating back slightly. So, but I don't really feel that there was anyone else in the world of YouTube, and I clearly didn't know anything about trailer reactions at the time, or even knew that was a thing, that actually made me feel that, you know what, that's the reason why I want to do this.
Nice. Yeah, I watched American trailer reactions. I didn't even know there were Indian trailer reactions. So when I did Bahubali, I was surprised. I kind of got accidentally pulled into a world I didn't know it existed.
Oh, so you did the Bahubali without actually realizing that there was other Indian reactions, or?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Oh, wow.
I only did it because at the time, you know, when you have a new channel, people send you requests. And I was reacting to whatever request came in. Like, it didn't matter to me. I was doing sports videos. I was doing all kinds of things. And then when Bahubali came in, I was like, oh, my dad watches Indian movies. And I've seen a couple, you know, like he had me watch Iga and Gajini and stuff like that. And so I was like, yeah, why not? And then when I saw it, the cinematography like blew my mind.
So I'll actually bounce off of what you just said there when you said Ega. So Ega was a very interesting one for us because a lot of people would say to us, look, you need to watch this movie. And we're like, what the hell is Ega? And then we saw the trailer and we burst out laughing. Now, it wasn't for us to be disrespectful in any way. We actually found the trailer pretty funny. It wasn't that, you know, oh my goodness, this is crap, this is rubbish. No, not at all. We loved what we saw. We were enjoying it. But man, the hate that we got for that, because the audience at the other end, the people that love Rajamouli, I believe it's Rajamouli, SS Rajamouli, his work, and obviously Ega, they couldn't understand why we were laughing because they thought it's a very serious film, and you know, and it's pretty funny. That's pretty mad in itself.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous concept, but it's unique.
Yeah,
I have never even would have thought of a guy getting reincarnated as a fly and then getting revenge.
Yeah,
it was genius.
It was actually genius, and it's crazy because I think. Once we saw it, we then went into our love for this and how much we really appreciated how the storytellers came up with this idea and how it was executed in the trailer. And then that then made us want to watch the movie. But people that actually watch the trailer reaction of us just laughing, and it's interesting the audience that you get actually, because it says a lot. That when they're watching this, when they're watching the actual trailer reaction, they stop watching the whole video because we're laughing at the content. They think we're taking a piss when we're not taking a piss.
Right.
And if they stick around until the very end, they would have realized that, hey, you know what, we love it. But we had a number of those issues because we would see our subscriber base. 1 minute it'd be up. It was like a heart rate monitor. It would be just like, that's how it was. It was like, I was saying to Ravi, this is pretty interesting. He goes, dude, we're not actually doing it we're doing it for the people that get us.
Right.
You know, like that's why we're really, really, truly doing it. You know, if it's about building a massive subscriber base, great if it happens. But if it doesn't happen, why are we really doing it? And I was saying, yeah, we're doing it because of the passion that we have for film. And he goes, yeah, exactly. And that was pretty interesting at the time because in my mind, it was very much, oh, I want to build a massive subscriber base. But then the more we broke it down, the more we realized that actually, you know what? It's not necessarily about the subscriber base. It's about actually just doing this. And if those people come that like the content, whether it's 5,000, whether it's 10,000, whether it's 20,000, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, that's cool with us. That really is because, you know, we never saw our channel sort of getting to the point of, you know, getting super high numbers anyway, because we knew that if we were going to cuss off something, if we didn't like it, then that would stop us anyway. Right. So that's why we were very brutal in what we had to say, because that's truly how we really felt, which not many people will cross that line.
Yeah. If you be yourself, the followers will find you. The viewers will find you. If you pretend or lie, eventually you're not going to be able to keep track of it all, and it's just going to crumble.
Yeah. So yeah, it will. And we came to realize that when, you know, this goes back to like where we first started, that when we did start, you know, it was just us and Pesh and we were doing our thing. And I like Pesh, by the way, just I want to say this. They're watching. I do like them. I like
Pesh a lot. I've seen his stuff over the years. I've sent him a couple messages, but nothing really has come of it.
Yeah, Pesh is a very interesting one because we got into a bit of a war with them as well, because it'll be our followers versus the Pesh followers. And on Twitter and in our comment section, they'll be like, are you they were just cussing. They were just so ruthless. It was like, bloody heck, we are just reacting, you know? They would just take sides, and it was just, I tell you, if the BollyFools fans at the time and the Pesh Entertainment fans were like thrown in a UFC cage, they will batter the shit out of each other. They really would. I guarantee you, because some of the stuff that would happen in our Twitter feed was pretty wild. I mean, it was to the point of, damn, man, what the fuck are we doing? Do we really want to get onto this? I've actually kind of lost my train of thought, so...
Well, we were also talking about like YouTube creators and stuff, but
yeah.
How do you see the YouTube culture? How has it changed from the summer of 2015 to now? Like, have you watched much of what's been going on in the past year and a half that you've been gone?
No, when we started and back then it was just obviously us and Pesh, as I was saying, and that was pretty cool in itself because we were just making each other better. I felt anyway.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we would, you know, go on to BollyFools or we'd be doing some research, and then we'd say, who the fuck is that guy? Who the hell is that guy? Because it wasn't so much as, you know what, we would watch their video and it was like, wait a minute, they're actually just trying to think this is a cash grab, and that's why they're doing it, because clearly they did not know what they were talking about. And there was a number of mad reactors that completely dropped off because they didn't know what they were talking about. I mean, we saw people just like literally screaming like they're having an epileptic fit or like going spazzing out. And you don't react to something. If you know, when you're excited about something, yeah, there's those emotions and those feelings that kick in and you can't hold yourself. I mean, I watch a lot of food YouTube channels, and when they're about to eat food, they get so excited, and that's how it was for us, and that's how it is for maybe you or Jabby or, you know, the real serious reactors, even Pesh. But then, you know, these others start dropping in, and
where they'll like scream and get out of their chair and run around.
Oh my Lord!
You're like, what? Who reacts like that in real life? Like, that is insanely over.
No, it's like, yeah, I mean, and these people, the crazy thing would be is that they wouldn't have anything negative to say about anything. They would just, it was clearly, okay, how can we get the fans on board? How can we get them interested? How can we get them, as, you know, on our subscriber base? How can we make money? You know, that's what it was for these guys. But how has it changed? If I'm honest with you, Matt, we haven't actually. We've been off the grid, man. And when I mean off the grid, we haven't been watching any reaction stuff, really just switched off. We used to do it, and that would be it. And then we would follow certain people like yourself, like Jabby, obviously. You know, we all became good friends, but we just completely switched off. I mean, to the point that, like, for us, it was, when we switched off, it was because we had enough. Mm-hmm. We were just so burnt out through the experience that we couldn't do it no more. And I'll go into that a bit later on, but, you know, it's changed a hell of a lot. I think, to what I understand, a lot of the sort of crap has been filtered, and now you're left with a lot more serious people. Every now and then you get some reactors who don't know what they're talking about and are just doing it because they think YouTube's going to drop a bundle of cash on their doorstep. Fuck's sake, man. No. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what they really, truly think. But, you know.
Yeah, I think over the past 3 years, I've made a total of maybe $300.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Yeah. And now it's getting even tougher with a lot of the changes that YouTube is making.
Yeah, you really need to have sponsors these days if you want to make money on YouTube. You got to have sponsors. You have to have people on your Patreon, because the Google AdSense is so unreliable. You know, I'll have videos that's really weird, like my KGF video, my trailer reaction for KGF. I ended up getting like $25 or $30 off of that video for Google AdSense. I don't know why. You know, it got a lot of views, but not any more than some other videos that didn't hit anywhere near that amount. And then I'll have other videos like the interview I did with Jabby. I made like $1.50.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're going to get. It's inconsistent.
See, the UK, I don't think we have Patreon here. So you guys across the water are much, you know, luckier, but we don't have it here. And we kind of knew this from the very beginning, because it wasn't about a cash grab. It was just about pure passion. So therefore, it was like, we knew that we weren't going to make anything of YouTube. We were just going to spend our time, bit of energy, and just react to stuff that, you know, once upon a time, it's kind of meant something to us, and it kind of started to do that again. But there were some. I mean, I'll be very brutal again. There was a lot of crap that we were watching, and it got to a point where it's like, what? This is it, man. I can't be doing this anymore. Especially when there is areas where you can make money, like super money, good money, and then there'll be a lot of energy going into this, and it'll be like, okay, we're not being able to focus on the things that, are supposed to give us our bread and butter. The energy in that is being drawn into BollyFools. But yeah.
No, and I totally get it. I had a burnout of last year where I didn't upload anything for like a month.
Yeah, I remember that.
And when I came back, I realized, okay, I'm not going to kill myself to do this. I love doing it. I want to do it. I'm not worried about how many subscribers I get, even though it's cool to see the numbers go up. But I'm not making videos specifically for that. Same with views and stuff. But I'm going to make videos when I can make them. When I have time, when I'm able to, but I have to concentrate on paying the bills first. And so that's why I don't upload as often as I did last year. But I figured it was better for my fans, for people that enjoy what I do, to get something, even if it's on my timescale and not their timescale.
Yeah. There was this whole thing of getting something out when the trailer had just dropped. Yeah. And it would be every bloody YouTuber out there who reacts to Indian content will be rushing, setting up their camera, setting up the lighting, and just go, and export, upload. So, but we learned more or less straight away that, look, we can't be asked to do this because Ravi's a very, very super busy guy. I'm busy in my own world. Just because a trailer drops in the morning does not mean we're going to leave work. No. Do you know what I mean? Or does, we want to react to it. We want to see the trailer, but it does not mean we're going to stop what we're doing, stop our lives. And for a little while, we were doing that.
I was too.
Yeah, and I think that was a part of the process where we were being burnt out, because I'll go into it a bit more deeper, but it was affecting our friendship as well. Me and Ravi have known each other since we were kids, and we're like brothers. Like, he's one of my best friends. And by doing trailer reactions, believe it or not, you would think, well, these guys are together and, they're doing the show and they're spending time together. But it was actually affecting our friendship really, really badly. And it was something that we just had to address. I still remember the conversation now where Ravi was saying, dude, you know what? I would come to your place, or you would come to my place. We would chill out. We'll play some games. We'll shoot some hoops. We'll go to, do some other crazy stuff. We'll meet up with my nephews, with my family. Same with his. And this is being sort of, it's strange that when I come over, when you come to mine, we do this and then we go our separate ways. And this is damaging our friendship. And I felt the same way. And it was like, right, okay, well, is it really worth it? Before we actually decided that we were going to end it, I think about a month before, we actually dropped a video saying, I think it was BollyFools out or BollyFools no more or something like that. But we did that video, but I think that should have been our video to say goodbye. And that said, we've had enough, and explain to our audience, because we never actually did. We never actually told the real story to why we're ending this game, why we're ending YouTube. For us, it was, okay, we're back and we're going to do more. But that was a mistake at our end. I wish we had actually in that video just turned around and said, you know what, guys, it's been great. It's been a wild ride, but there's a lot more going on in our life, and a hell of a lot that we need to focus on, because it wasn't just our friendship, it was other things as well. It was, at the time I was, I was in a new relationship with somebody who's absolutely awesome in every way. And it was going to affect that as well. And that was another reason for why I made the conscious decision of just, you know what, I don't think I could be giving enough time to everyone by doing this.
No, I get it. I totally get it. So just to jump a little bit to something else, with Kabali. Do you remember the whole Kabali trailer strikes thing?
Yeah, I do.
So that was a weird, perfect storm thing that made one of my videos go viral. I actually made 2 Kabali videos. I did the trailer reaction, which got the strike. But when I uploaded it, I was like, oh, I forgot to talk about the music. And so I just did a really quick one with no picture-in-picture to talk about the music and me headbanging around. And then I uploaded them both and went to bed. And when I woke up, the first one had a strike and the second one was left alone. And the second one is at like, I don't know, 240,000 views or something like that because it was the only one coming up.
Yeah.
But I had interacted with you and Jabby a little bit during that time to see what we could do. And you guys had got them to take the strikes back. So what did you do? Who did you talk to? And what was that conversation like?
So I can't recall the actual production company behind that movie. So we knew that anyone that is reacting to this is getting copyright strikes. And some cases, there were people that were getting 2 copyright strikes. Yeah, so this meant that basically they get one more on something ridiculously stupid. That's it. They're gone. They're off. So it was like, okay, we've got friends, all right, that we've never met. That are we just we speak to them over Twitter and stuff every now and then. And then I'll go into that actually because I've got to talk about our Twitter handle and who was running it at the time. But it was about, okay, well, what do we do? Because this for some people, it is their bread and butter, you know. Some people do, excuse me, are very, very successful on YouTube and they make okay money with their sponsorships and stuff. So it was like, well, we can't allow their channels to be shut down, so we're going to take some action. So we decided to take action in the way BollyFools would take action, which was doing a video and just letting them know that we want to react. There is this production company, which we named who they were, that are just messing us up. And they're not just messing us up, they're messing everybody up, right? So you as the fans, as the audience, should really do something about this because if they keep on giving us strikes, we cannot react. And your favorite channels will be capped off. They'll be, shut down. And then we start getting a call from this production company and their vice president. We were getting calls from loads of people from this company saying to us, please, we'll remove all the strikes. Can you stop getting people to call us, ending up on our doorstep, throwing abuse at us? Can you stop this, please? Can you do something? So
people went down to the studio?
They went to the studio. They were saying, listen, if you don't fucking remove these strikes, all right, we will burn down the studio. So it was, at that point, it was really bloody surreal that, wait a minute, do we have that much influence on YouTube that people are sending hate emails, calling them up and just being seriously abusive and telling, because quite frankly, we did actually try to call the studio and they just like, yeah, all right, okay, we'll pass the message on. And one thing I've realized is trying to conduct any sort of business in Asia is very, very difficult, especially if you're not there on their doorstep, right? So it was about, okay, letting the people know and seeing what they do. And it was as simple as that. And man, the people went down and they called and they sent emails. And that's why everyone's strikes got removed because of,
the fans.
Yeah, because of the fans. But we had to take action because we weren't going to sit back. We're passionate about what we do. We know you guys are passionate. So we're not going to sit back and allow anyone's channel, especially those guys that we think are good, for anything to happen to them because, yeah, although in some cases we weren't talking to certain individuals on YouTube, we still cared about what they did. We were, we knew that for some people it is their bread and butter, and we were going to do everything that it took to keep their channel going. And even if that meant just creating a bit of hate in, it was something we were going to do.
Well, I woke up the next day and my strike was gone. And I was like, how the hell did they do that? I was so confused. And yeah, that was crazy. I've always wanted to hear that story. I didn't know. I thought you may have talked to somebody there, but the fact that they called you back and were like, hey, stop sending people to us. We'll get rid of the strikes. We promise. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How are the people?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, damn. Like, because let's face it, without them, I could almost guarantee, because there were people that already had strikes, the channel would have shut down. And if it wasn't for the people.
Yeah, that would have been my second strike.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, my first strike is from a company called Whacked Out Media. They're an MCN for a bunch of production companies. And they gave me a strike, and I've refused to do anything that is under their MCN.
Oh, wait a minute. Whacked Out Media. See, we know Whacked Out Media, so we know who they are. We haven't spoken to them in a long time. But again, one of the other things was that we knew that in order to survive on YouTube, because we could see that people would be demonetized, that, their videos will be, monetized, that demonetized, right? So it shows how it's been such a long time since I've been doing this. But other things as well. So our next call of action was, right, let's get in contact with these studios, with the VPs, with everyone who's, up there, and let's let them know what we're doing and be cool with them so they don't pull the plug on us.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Whacked Out Media gave me a strike for Dodmain Haduga. Back in 2016, and ever since then, I've refused to react to any movies under their MCN.
Wow. Okay. The strike's been removed, though, by now, right? 6 months?
I deleted the video. This was before I knew that you couldn't delete the video.
Ah, right. Okay.
I saw strike, I freaked out, and I deleted the video, and then they were like, no, you deleted it, strike's there. So I was, but they gave me 6 months of things where I couldn't do live streams and I couldn't do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, they made my account minimalized for like 6 months. Yeah. And then, everything is back from that. But it was pretty entertaining for us every time we did kind of receive a strike, because we were like, oh, you give us a fucking strike? You give us a strike? Fuck you. We're going to find out who you are, and we're going to try to do something, all right, for YouTube. And we'll remove that strike, and we're not going to go through the normal YouTube channels by disputing it. We're actually going to come to your doorstep. Yeah. That's how it was. It was like, here's the address of the people that gave us the strike. Go and say hello.
Honestly, that's how it was.
That's pretty crazy. Now, speaking of like Twitter, Shah Rukh Khan tweeted you.
Yeah. So
you actually had two tweets. One was him just saying thank you for birthday wishes. Yeah.
So first of all, before I go into that, I've got to say thanks, because Karthik knows it, but I think we haven't been in touch with Kay for a little while, but for everything on our YouTube handle was being run by Karthik. Yes, we still had control, and we knew what was going out, and we would read the tweets and the hate mail. We would do all that. But he was basically running the show behind the scenes. And he did a bloody good job, because without him, I think our Twitter handle wouldn't have got to where it is, because we already knew about Twitter and he knew how to use Twitter. But there are certain hashtags that you're supposed to use. And Karthik was like, he was a genius in knowing what hashtags to use, who the actors was. And the great thing about him, he was basically, he's from that part of the world, and he knows a lot of people when it comes down to how to get the tweet going and how to generate interest. And he was also responsible for a lot of hate as well, because that's how Pesh Entertainment and us, he would just throw something out and he'd just sit there wait to see what happens. And all of a sudden our phone would go bing, 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 bing. And even when it came down to our trailer reactions, I mean, he was the person that advised us, look, why don't you start tagging the actors in? And back then we were new at the scene. So we thought, why would they even want to look at it? And then all of a sudden we will realize that actors were sort of liking our tweets. They were messaging back. And the biggest one that we received, and I still remember it to this day, I was at work and all of a sudden it started by 2 pings straight away. It was ping, ping. And then it was just continuous. My phone would not stop. And we're like, bloody heck, what the hell has Karthik done? Who has to stop it now? And behold, it was Shah Rukh Khan, and it was Shah Rukh Khan's tweet to us about Fan. And again, you guys could go in the archives. We were the very first to get the tweet. And from there, it was crazy, because our subscriber base, like, it was almost as if somebody just shocked us with, a heart rate, whatever it's called. And our pulse just went sky high. And we were just constantly, people messaging us and people like finding us just through the Shah Rukh Khan tweet. And that grew us by a few hundred instantly. But yeah, so that was pretty awesome.
Same thing happened to me with Madhavan.
Yeah.
I had done a trailer reaction for his Amazon show Breathe, and in the video I complained that I can't afford Amazon Prime to watch the show. And he retweeted my video.
Yeah.
And put a note in there that said, "Hey, I loved your reaction. As a thank you for Vikram Vita," because I had reviewed his movie Vikram Vita and I had to travel to South Denver to see it. And I had a little vlog on there. Yeah. "As a thank you for traveling to see Vikram Vita, let me buy you your Amazon Prime account."
Wow.
And he had Amazon contact me and they gave me a free Prime India account for a year. Wow. So that I could review the show. But I could just see all of his fans like going, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Yeah, it was
why is Madhavan talking to this guy? And yeah, I had the same thing. I got a couple of hundred people bump like overnight, and I was like, I was at work too. My phone, I have it on silent all the time, but my phone was just vibrating, just rant. I'm like, what is going on?
It's like, has it got bugs? Like, is it just like completely crashing? Because that's how we felt. But yeah, no, I know that feeling all too well. Yeah.
Now, you had also pitched a script to Amir Khan's PA.
Yeah. Well, so her name was Binky. So before BollyFools, I wanted to direct. My heart was set in it. I spent a number of years just going to directing courses, performing art schools, even just, normal art. It was just something that I was hugely interested in, and spent a number of years. And then once I knew exactly how to basically shoot a movie, I thought, right, okay, I'm heading off to India. I'm going to go to India and make this happen, because I'm a deep believer. I strongly feel that if you want to do something in life, no matter what it is, no matter how crazy it is, you got to take that first step. And that first step basically means you got to go wherever it is to that place to actually, just basically start the process. And that process for me was India. Now, getting a visa for me in India wasn't straightforward. It was a lot of hoops, even though, I'm in the UK. It wasn't easy. But when I did get the visa, I start contacting and researching all these production companies, and we're talking about Yash Raj Films, we're talking about Dharma Productions, we're talking about the lot, and getting down there and getting the ball rolling. So I I believe it's 2008. I was in Mumbai, and I was sitting down. I was spending time with some very, very important people. But the main issue with me at the time is that my confidence level was rubbish. It was point zero, if that. And I screwed up a number of opportunities that I had because of the fact that my confidence level was so low. I didn't know how to conduct myself with these people because, you know, these people spend time with actors. I mean, for me, it was really, really surreal. And I went there and I tried to wing it as much as I could. I remember having a meeting with the VP of Yash Raj Films, and he was a really cool guy. But because I had a bit of a difficult time trying to adapt in that part of the world, I screwed up that meeting, and that was all on me. And I sometimes look back and I think to myself, you know, what would it been like if I actually, you know, was the person that I am now? How would I have done it, and how would I have gone about it? And you know what? It annoys me slightly, like it would do anybody. But going back to Dharma Productions, there I was. I had a meeting with, I know you said Amir Khan, but I'll go into Dharma first. But with Dharma Productions, I'm there. I go into their studio, and I'm sitting down waiting for the person that's, you know, knows that I've come from the UK, traveled all this way to see them and to talk about God knows what. But they were pretty cool because they gave me the time of the day, and like everybody did, to be honest. So I was waiting, and from the corner of my eye, I'm like, holy shit, fuck, is that who I think it is? And it was Karan Johar. So Karan Johar, like one of the biggest directors in Bollywood today, he's basically going out. So I can see him from the corner of my eyes looking at me. So now today I would have got up and I would have gone down, I would have agreed to him, I would have shook his hand and said, listen, huge fan of your work. I'm here on business. It would be great to actually sit down with you and just to get 5 minutes of your time. Mm-hmm. That would have been today's Salim. But 2008 Salim just shit himself. Like, literally, I think I must have just been like, fuck, what do I do? 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 And I lost my moment because he went. And sometimes I look back at that moment and I think to myself, damn, how would have the overall situation played out? Because, you know, I really, to be honest, you know, even if he gave me the opportunity to be a first AD on one of his movies, that today, that would have been a done deal, man.
That would have been like going to college, all condensed.
Yeah. So he walked away and I had my meeting, which again didn't go very well at TheMovies Productions. They just said to me, look, Salim, you know, have you got a script? And at the time I didn't have any script. I had ideas, but I didn't have a script. And I'm the worst pitcher on the planet, man. Like, you don't want to have a script and say, Salim, well, now maybe it's different. But back then, if you said, Salim, pitch this script, it would not go well back then anyway. So I then spent a lot of time in India, and then I came back. I came back to the UK and I thought, right, okay, I still love this. I still want to be a part of this. Although everything went to shit, I'm still going to try again. So I then got a script ready. The film was called Jurai. It was about this family who was, even now I'm trying to pitch it, I can't pitch the script. But it was a wild, crazy action film. And it would have been very, very expensive to make. And I'm in a strange way glad it didn't go ahead. And anyway, I don't think it could because it needed a lot of work on it now that I look back and if I'm honest with myself. So I then took the script and I said to Ravi, dude, you haven't seen your family in a long time in India. Why don't you join me in Bollywood? And he's like, nah, man, I don't know, man. I'm too busy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, come on, man. Come on, let's do this. And I nudged him into it, and away we went. Now, there was my meeting with Amir Khan's.
Hold on a second.
I was convincing Ravi to go with me on this voyage, and Ravi was like, "No, I don't know if I want to do this." So twisted his arm, and away we went to India. So there we are in Bollywood, and one of our first meetings was set with Amir Khan, and we were going to go to his house, have tea with him, like for real, and just talk about the script. So they would send us messages just saying like, about who are you guys. So they probably thought that we were, investors and we had a lot of cash behind us. But I don't think they knew that we were just some normal dudes with normal jobs who weren't millionaires and, wanted to sort of make a movie. So Binky invited us, and I remember getting ready on the day, and me and Ravi just looking at each other saying, "We could do it. We could do it." We're in the hotel, and all the way down, we're just like, "We can do this. We can do this." Like we're like, psyching ourselves up.
Right.
This is going to be the biggest interview we've ever had. And Ravi's obviously worried because he knows how bad I am with interviews at the time. So
he's like, "Don't mess this up.
Don't fuck this up, dude. Don't fuck this up." So I said, "Yeah, no, I got this. We can do this." But your nerves on the way to see Amir Khan do bloody well kick in. I mean, now it's different, but back then, I was obviously much younger, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna fuck this up. And it just kind of got to me. So we get to see Binky, we get to Amir Khan's house. And at the time, Amir Khan was in one of his apartments. And there's this guard, and he said, Binky came out and she said, "Guys, change your plans. Amir is very, very busy today, and I'm going to have to conduct the meeting. So look, let's go to a local coffee shop where we could just chill out and we could just talk this over." Now, Binky was very, very, very difficult to get on with. I mean, she was like hardcore. And I suppose that's the way you will want somebody to be, in a strange way, when you kind of expect that if you're somebody's PA who's like super wealthy and super like known, right? She needs to know that the people that she's dealing with are 100% legit.
Right. She can't take any chance of wasting Amir Khan's time.
She can't do that, and I get that. And she's talking to me, and I'm like, I can't even get my words together. And Ravi, I can look into his eyes. He just like wants to like slap me. He's like, "Wake up, you fucking idiot!" So there we are. We're sitting down, and she goes, "Okay, Sergeant, tell me about the script." And I just choke. I just freeze, and I'm just like. And then Ravi sees the cue, and he's like, "Yeah, okay." So now Ravi hasn't written my script. He knows a little bit about it, but he just, like, one of his gifts is he's always been good at that. He could just take something and just roll with it. He's a salesman. Yeah, he is. Well, he is a salesman. He's a very, very good salesman, and he's a very successful salesman. And he could just roll with it. You give him anything. So Ravi just took the floor, wowed Binky. I think he wowed her. Because by the end of it, like, she didn't even know I was there, to be honest. And I just like holding my tea and just like, "Make this happen, Ravi, make this happen. Make this happen." So she goes, "Look, it is cool. I like it. I like what you guys." Then she kind of went into investment, and we were like, "We don't have any money to invest." And she's like, "Oh, right, okay. So you're one of those." She didn't say it like that, but yeah. But she was still interested because Ravi did do a good job. And she goes, "Okay, should I take the script away? You're going to email me the script?" And we're like, "No, you got to sign a non-disclosure." And back then, I don't think anyone really took non-disclosures seriously, especially in India. It's like, if we like it, we'll do it. You send us the script. If we nick it, we nick it, and there's nothing you could do about it. It's as simple as that. So we said, no, we got to give you the non-disclosure. And she goes, all right, okay, that's fine. Give us the non-disclosure. She took it and said, once you sign it, get back to us. She never did. And it's, we learned, well, I learned a lot from that. She never got in contact. Then we spent the rest of the time in India meeting some other people, and just trying to get this ball off the ground, but it never did. Visa was coming to an end, money was running out. It was just like, this is good, but I think I've done the very best that I can. And it was truly the very best that I could with the awareness that I had at the time. Mm-hmm. And it was just being real with yourself and just saying, look, let's go back to the UK.
But you took the leap. You took a chance. I mean, you went for it.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people that just wouldn't even go for it.
No. I mean, just recently I took some time out because I was still passionate about making movies. And I thought, right, okay, where else can I try to make movies? And I thought, right, let's try Pakistan. So I went away to Pakistan for a few months and I tried to get things off the ground over there. But the way that business is done in India and the way it's done in Pakistan is worlds apart. And what I mean by that is that I feel that they take it way more serious in India than they do in Pakistan. Pakistan, they will just try to screw you over. And there's a number of encounters that I had recently where that was the case. So I just thought, you know what? I do not want to be a part of doing anything when it comes down to creating movies in Pakistan, because the industry is just really weird over there. A beautiful country, but unfortunately, my experience was really, really rubbish over there.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But so it's been almost 2 years since you guys have been last on YouTube. And were there any trailers that came out that tempted you to be like, oh, I should have reacted to that? Or you'd think maybe that would have been a good reaction video? Like, just tempted you to come back for like one video or something?
Mate, if I'm honest with you, no. Not at all. No. The once that chapter was closed, it was closed. We just didn't really. There was nothing that I saw. I felt that I mean, we were completely off the grid, and we stopped even watching Indian movies. That's how burnt out we were from the process. And there's a lot of, and I say I don't care. There's a lot of shit out there. There's a lot of crap when it comes down to Indian cinema. And I went away and I saw Thugs of Hindustan not too long ago. I don't know if you did the trailer reaction.
I did the trailer reaction, but I didn't watch the movie.
Yeah. So I don't know what any of you guys thought, but I mean, there was a lot of hype behind that film. It was supposed to be the next big blockbuster Bollywood film. And the trailer was okay. And the movie was absolutely garbage, man. I thought to myself, what the fuck am I watching? When does this movie come to an end? When does it come to an end? And I still stuck around to the very end in hope. But to what you said, there was really nothing that we felt that, to take the piss. Yeah, there were a few that we like, should we just like randomly just stick on the camera and just say, hey, we've come back for this one episode just to take the piss on this trailer. Come on, should we do it, Ravi? Should we do it? And Ravi like, oh man, we got to set the camera up and the light and the production value and all this. Is it really worth it? I said, dude, I'll just hold my phone, just like my mobile device. And I think we actually did it a few times. We'll just hold it like this and we'll just react to this, because it was so bad. Apart from wanting to just really express how much we hated something, no, we didn't want to come back. There was nothing that really grabbed us.
So what have you and Ravi been up to since the past 2 years since you left?
So, Ravi's, he's a vice president of a very successful tech company. And he's always traveling the world. In 1 minute, 1 week he'll be in one location of the world, and another minute he'll be somewhere else. So he's always super. I mean, if he was busy before, now he's like literally got zero time. So that's what he's doing. And with me, I'm working for a media company called EVA International Media Limited, where we get to check out private jets and, see them, review them in some cases. And on the side, I've also started up my own startup, which is in surgical equipment, which sounds really bizarre, but this kind of just fell in my lap. So I thought, you know what, I want to invest some money and do this. And it's basically making custom-made surgical equipment for dentists. I thought that, if you can't make the money of being a dentist, then do something. Yeah, so I just thought to myself, okay, this kind of fell in my lap, this whole idea about creating surgical equipment. So I've invested a lot of time, a lot of money in producing surgical equipment for dentists, but it's not just normal equipment. This is high level customized surgical equipment for these guys, for anyone in that world. So we would sit down with the surgeon, we would talk about their product, what they're using, and we would say, right, okay, we're going to create this. So we would send their product away to our labs, they will build it, send it back. And we're talking about, crazy things such as, something gold, would something platinum, something crazy to do with dentistry. So but starting up a business is very, very, very difficult and very challenging. Yeah.
Well, if you're ever reviewing one of those private planes and happen to be over Colorado, have a landing and I'll come review it with you.
Yeah, I'm yet to allow one of these things to take off. So I can send you some images and stuff, some videos. But yeah, I've been this year I was in Dubai at the MEBA show, and where they just have private jets everywhere, and you just go check them out, do whatever you want. So this company that I'm working for, that's what I'm doing at the moment.
That's pretty cool. Now, going back to Ed Reese and you and your third partner, Mo, you guys are doing a podcast called Talking at the Movies.
Yeah. So Talking at the Movies has been running for a little while now, and it is just the sketch of it is three guys in a bar drinking and talking about movies. So that is the sketch, and therefore we're very, very free and open on this show. We talk about the most crazy stuff. We sometimes we have a lot of banter on the show when we can. And it is just basically looking at what's been going on in the world of movies in the week and talking about it, having a discussion and just dissecting that. So that's what we're doing at the moment.
How did that get started?
So we actually, between me, Eddie, and Mo, we started up this YouTube channel. I don't even know if it's still around. I think you might be able to find it. It's called Anime Amateurs. So it was all to do with anime. And we love anime, and it was like, okay, well, how about we just react and talk about all the latest stuff in the world of anime? So we started to do that, but my Mo, who's my cousin, wouldn't pull his weight. So me and Eddie will be doing a lot of the work. And Mo would say, yeah, don't worry, I'll edit and I'll do this and I'll do that. And he never would. And it got to the point where, editing can be stressful, man. You guys at the other end who might be watching this think, okay, putting up a video is straightforward, it's easy, but as creators, we want something to look cool. We want sometimes thumbnails. We want grading at times. Depending on how wild you want to go, we want to do that for our audience. And I'm a perfectionist at heart, so I would want to make things look So we want things to look good. We want things to look pretty awesome. So it's not easy as just, hey, sticking the camera up there and then pressing a magic button that says, hey, edit, and then upload. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people think that's how it works. And it's like a lot of hard work, and you got to learn the software depending on what you're using. So Mo wouldn't pull his weight. So we would, that channel came to an end because between me and Eddie, we couldn't do it. And then we thought, okay, what's less stressful? And we thought, okay, we love movies. We want to do maybe podcast. So we kind of just fell into doing a podcast off of anime amateurs. So, which again is still stressful because, you know, we use Audacity to edit the podcast, but Eddie takes care of most of the work on that. That's why he gets really annoyed if we have a break at any point, because then he's going to edit the whole podcast. You know, so that's how it came about.
And I'm going to be joining you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So this coming Friday, you're going to be joining us. So I'm going to send you some of the basically the breakdown of what's been happening this week, and then we've got a 4:00 UK show. So it'd be awesome to have you on there. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the show is on Saturday, right?
Yeah. So
it'll be Saturday morning my time.
Yeah, Saturday morning. Dude, again, say whatever the fuck you want. It really is 3 guys in a bar drinking, and although I don't drink, but drinking and just talking about movies. That's how it is.
Yeah, I can't be doing that because I have to go to work right after we're done.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that sucks.
We'll start doing the podcast at like 9 a.m. my time. I work at 11, so I've got to be gone by like 10:30.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. You just like whenever you want to exit, just say, guys, gotta rush.
Yep.
But I'll introduce you to the guys beforehand anyway.
Yeah. I even went and bought a little headset.
Oh, nice.
To go with my phone so that I'm not holding my phone for an hour and a half.
Okay.
I'm ready. Cool. I'm ready to go. I'm good.
Let's do it. So off of that, we've also me and this guy called Hamza. We want to sort of, in a strange way, bring back BollyFools, but we don't want to bring back BollyFools on a video format. We want to bring back BollyFools as a podcast. So we're just basically setting everything up, and this podcast is going to be probably aired at some point in the first 2 weeks of February. And again, it is the idea stays the same. Ravi may be on the show every now and then, but it is me and this guy who works for BBC Asia Network. So he's just super knowledgeable about Indian films. So that's great because I'm still a Bollyfool at heart. Right. I still don't know much, but he knows everything that's going on. So we'll be doing that soon as well.
Awesome. I may jump in on that from time to time if you want.
Please. Absolutely.
Yeah, once I'll have links to all of this stuff in the description below, and once you start that podcast, send me links and I'll add it to the bottom of this.
Yeah, nice.
So, what other future plans and goals do you have? Do you have 2 podcasts that are going to be going? Do you have any other kind of future plans and goals?
No, the main focus is trying to get this business off the ground. Mm-hmm. There is a third podcast that we're thinking of starting. This is with the whole idea was, and I pitched it to EVA International Media Limited, is to start interviewing these corporate organizations within the world of aviation. And when it comes down to what's happening in that world, there's nothing really. There are podcasts on aviation, but I want to sort of take a different twist to it. So there's that, but the main thing is I really just need to pour my heart and soul into my startup, because I've spent obviously a lot of money, a lot of time doing this, and I really need to make this happen. So that is my main focus.
Well, thank you again for joining with me. Is there anything else that you would like to tell the fans or to talk about before I let you go?
No. I just want to, maybe just I think you guys who are reacting, you, Jabby, there's, I believe Melanie's doing her thing at the moment.
Yeah.
Who a lot of people actually said to us about Melanie about what the hell is this middle-aged sort of white lady doing on your show? Like, where the hell have you gone? And what is she doing? And that was very, very interesting. But whatever you guys are doing, just keep doing what you're doing, and just keep doing your thing and just have love for it. And I think for the viewers out there, I will say that guys, like, there's a lot of hard work and energy that goes into doing what we used to do and what you guys do, the reactors, and anyone that started up a proper YouTube channel. Just go fucking easy on them. just be nice. At the other end, just be nice. Like, don't be a dick. All right, it's as simple as that. Just be nice, be loving. Don't fucking be racist. Don't fucking be horrible and rude and disrespectful just because you're at the other end of the monitor. Mm-hmm. Be cool and just understand there's a lot of work that goes into it, and we're just trying to do the best that we can in order to keep you happy.
When I do comments as if I am talking to someone face to face. If I'm not willing to say that to their face in person, then I'm not going to type it. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that hide behind that keyboard. And I'm like, you wouldn't say that to my face.
No, they'd be right pussies about it. Trust me. And like, you know what? There is no doubt about it. They would be a complete and utter pussy on face to face. But behind the keyboard, they find that spinach that Popeye used to go for. Like, they like were pretty brutal. But anyway, just guys, if you're watching this, be cool at the other end. There is no need to get like super, aggressive about something that we're just voicing our opinion. It's like you guys do every single day without even realizing that, whether it's to do with food, whether it's to do with clothes, you do it all the time,
Well, thank you very much for coming on and doing this. Thanks for being a supporter of the stuff that me and Jabby and Pesh and all of us do. And just being awesome. Tell Ravi I said hello. And maybe someday we can get a little talk with him. Maybe he'll come on one of your podcasts and I can join in on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime.
Well, I'm looking forward to being on Talking at the Movies. I'll have a link to their podcast below, so check that out, and links to everything else that we talked about.
Cool.
And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.
Peace.